Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy, Dr. Rogers, a multiple scholarship winner and also a research professor in Korea. So I'm very excited to be back live on my channel. It's prompt. Yep. This wasn't really planned for, but I just felt or think it's very important I come live now because currently the Global Korean Scholarship for the undergraduate session is currently, ongoing right now. So I'm going to be having a guest. That will be Daddy Cliff. Daddy Cliff will be joining me shortly or in a moment for us to talk about the Global Korean Scholarship. We're going to be showing you how you can apply. And if anybody out there is watching or is going to watch after, you can drop questions and we will be answering them. So I'm going to first of all start with you know, showing you how to apply for this scholarship, how you can get it online, and also how you can, you know, access everything. So I'll start by sharing my screen. Just a moment. I'm gonna start by sharing my screen with you all. Okay, just hold on. Open tab. Google, Google. Okay. I want to start with that. So, yep, I'll start with that. But before I continue, let me add that the cliff here. I'm gonna add in. Okay, cancel. Okay. Hello, Sherry Belgian TV. Nice to meet you there. And we have Daddy Cliff joining. So, yeah, we're gonna start because, like I mentioned before, it's an impromptu live. So we will just drop the video here and then with time, anybody that gets to watch will share his own experience or ask questions and whatever you have. So I'm going to drop. I'll let Daddy Cliff have the floor. He's Cameroonian brother of mine, also a YouTuber. So Daddy Cliff, you're welcome. The floor is all yours now.
Hello, is my audio
Yeah, hello.
okay?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good, good, good. Mhm.
Hello, bro, and hello everyone who might be joining. Clifford, or you can call me Daddy Cliff, as it is on my YouTube channel. Like he said, I am equally from Cameroon. I've been living in Korea for I think more than 7 years, and I am a lifelong scholar in Korea, and I am here to help you succeed in getting a scholarship that is 100% free to come and educate yourself, because I believe education is the best thing that you can give to any human being. That being said, you're welcome to join, and I'm free to answer every question that you might have as far as
Oh,
South Korea is concerned.
okay. Thank you very much, Daddy Cliff. I'll be calling him Daddy Cliff tonight. So before you came in, I had to introduce myself. He's been here.
Mm.
By the way, Daddy Cliff just introduced himself. He has so much knowledge, experience as far as scholarships in Korea are concerned. So if you have any question for those that be joining after, please feel free to drop your questions. I already have some questions which some people did send to me privately to, you know, for us to answer. So Daddy Cliff will be helping me to answer some of the questions. Um, so we're gonna get right to it. And this live, we're also going to be showing you how to search for the Global Korean Scholarship because it is one of the scholarships which, to the best of my knowledge, does not have an official website. Like for example, you have the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, which has an elaborate website. You have also the DAT Scholarship in Germany, which has an elaborate website. But the Global Korean Scholarship doesn't have one, but it has a study in Korean website where you need to search it. So we're going to show you step by step how to go about the process, and then Daddy Cliff will be giving you tips on how to secure this scholarship because it is very, very, very competitive. You might be qualified, but you end up losing it just because of one little mistake. So, Daddy Cliff, first question, which I'm going to be reading from my private messages, which people did send to me. The first question is how do you like what are the tips you can give someone who is planning to apply for the Global Korean Scholarship undergraduate? What are the basic tips you can share?
Yeah, I think as far as the Korean government scholarship is concerned, the first thing is time, which is why I always tell people that if you're applying or if you're planning on applying for, be it undergraduate or the graduates as masters and PhD, you need to start planning, preparing your document even before the scholarship is launched, because it is always like this. They will launch it today, and like in like almost every Korean universities, there are some universities that will give you only 2 weeks to apply. But the thing is, with most Korean universities, the deadline never changes. So most people know that in some universities, the application period is February, March, and for some April, for some June, and for some September. For the Global Korea Scholarship, it's always February or March, and then undergraduate, it's always September. So if you already know you want to travel and study in Korea, you want to do your undergraduate in South Korea, you have to start preparing your document beforehand. Because, for example, if you want to authenticate or apostille your document, we know how bureaucracy exists in most countries. It might take you maybe more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get your documents ready, which means you need to start preparing your documents even before the launch the scholarship. And the next thing is that you have to make sure you read the application guide. The application guide has every information that you need to succeed in the scholarship. If you don't master the application guide, know that you are doomed for failure. So you have to always make sure you prepare yourself by reading the application guide, understanding the application guide very well, and follow the steps that are in the application guide to apply. And another thing is, if you want to apply for this scholarship, you have to start thinking about your statement of purpose. That's what some people call sub. And your study plan. These are documents that you have to start preparing them, like maybe give yourself at least 3 weeks to start thinking about brainstorming about what you would write. And I usually tell people, if you want to talk about South Korea, don't just tell them that South Korea is a developed country. You think that because Korea is developed, if you come here, you things like that. They already know their country is developed. But how is that development going to help you as far as your studies in Korea is concerned? Like in my channel, somebody sent me a message and was asking, "Don't you said don't talk about technological advancement in South Korea? What should we talk?" Okay, tell them that yes, it's a surprise to many people in the world that Korea took a very short time to develop. Yes, and it is partly thanks to their technological advancement. Like everything in South Korea is dependent on internet, which is technology. And there must be a secret behind that, that you would want to come to Korea, to a country like Korea, and learn those skills, acquire those skills, and go back to your home country and maybe apply it in the development of your country. That at least makes sense, that you want to come and learn something that might help you in developing your own country. And another thing is that they always want to see if you're not self centered, that is, your society centered. Like you're not thinking about just the fact that you'd come to Korea, you'll get education, and you'll probably not use that education to maybe help in developing your own country. They're thinking that, okay, yes, if somebody writes, I want to acquire that knowledge and maybe help in the development of my own country so that my country can be as beautiful, as developed as South Korea. That makes some sense. It means that you're society focused. It means that you're thinking about the betterment of the world. I think I answered your question. There is a lot. Like I can keep on going. Like I on my channel, some people can go and watch if they want. I gave 9 reasons as to why you might fail in your scholarship application. There is like I talked about SOP. You have to think about your SOP, statement of purpose. It is very strong. It can actually play a big role in giving you more points. For example, let's say you have a low GPA. When you have a low GPA, but you have a very strong statement of purpose, a very strong study plan, that study plan has to like enumerate the things that you do while in Korea. If it is strong, plus your statement of purpose, it can actually cover up for your low GPA. But remember, in most cases, they want a GPA that is at least 2.6. So once you have 2.6, there might be people who might have maybe 3 point something, but they don't have a very strong statement of purpose. They don't have a very strong study plan. And maybe when they were writing their statement of purpose, they made a lot of error grammatically and every way that you might think about. Those things show that you don't take the application serious, which means that's why I said that if you're writing your statement of purpose and your study plan, you have to give yourself a lot of time to think over what you would write and give some time to equally go through your application to make sure that you're not committing any grammatical errors. You're not spelling anything wrong. Your punctuations are equally very okay. Hello, are we together?
Yes, we are listening, Daddy Cliff. We are listening, and people are joining. So I just dropped Daddy Cliff YouTube channel link on the comment box. So after the live, or if you watch after, please go through there and check on his channel and make sure you do subscribe. He has a lot of information to share on scholarships in Korea, not just this one. There are other scholarships like the Professor Scholarship, Kai Scholarship. He is really a
Amma
resourceful
Plus.
person. Yes, there are so many of them. Send him a message, send him a cool message. He's a very nice guy. He's going to reply to you and help you get these scholarships. The thing is, usually one of the tip I'm going to drop also one of the tip for applying for scholarships and getting this. One of the tip is that please do reach out to people in Korea who have experience with these scholarships, because we here, whether you like it or not, we have an experience of how Koreans think. They have a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing things. And if you're out there just watching probably just K drama and knowing the culture, you will not know how they think. So we have a way, we know how or what they expect from you. He just dropped one of them, which is talking about a lot of us just mentioning that they are developed. They want to hear above that. What are those key little things you can write on your statement of purpose that will make them, to actually give you the scholarship? And that the clip, another question which another person dropped was, what is an apostolate document? You mentioned about apostolate document. What
An
is it?
apost
Because yes,
an apostle document is just a stamp that you get in your certificate, be it your graduation certificate or your transcript, that proves that it is not fake. And it is for countries that are in the apostle or the Swiss Convention of Countries, which means it's not every country that is under the apostle convention or the Swiss Convention of Countries that apostille documents. It is basically like you legalizing, certifying your documents to prove that the document are not fake, they are authentic. Like here in Korea, for people who want to study in other countries after Korea, Korea is a member of the Apostle Convention. You just have to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Korea and they would apostle your document. It takes less than 15 minutes to do it. You pay less than even 5,000 won, which is less than $5, and you get the document legalized. It is another way of saying you authenticate your document. For example, If you don't apostille your document, you have to authenticate your document through the Korean embassy, which means the Korean embassy would have to look at your documents and then probably contact your home government, because we imagine here that the Korean embassy is in your home country. So they should have maybe some access to your country's maybe Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or maybe your country's education ministry, where they can like verify and make sure that the document that you have provided to them is not fake. It was issued by your home country. So basically, an apostle is just another way to say you authenticate your document through consular authentication or embassy authentication. Because remember, the two ways to prove that your documents are not fake is either through an apostille, which is a stamp, and that stamp usually has an expiration date behind. Unfortunately, I didn't know this question will come, because I have like a document that I apostilled some years ago. I still have a copy of it. I could have shown it on video. It's just a stamp that you get, and it just proves that this is authentic. It is legal. It's not a fake document. And then there is like a duration time that you would have to use it. In some cases, they might not have a duration, but according to the guideline for global career scholarship, again, it is stated there that if there is no deadline, like expiration date, for the document that you have apostilled, they would consider it for a period of 2 years, which means within that period of 2 years, they would consider that it's still legal. It's still okay to use it, and then they would use it to assess your application and decide if you're viable for the scholarship. So apostle is not a very big word. It's just a way of saying that your document is not fake, it is authentic. It has been legalized, or it has been authenticated by, in most cases, it's your Ministry of Foreign Affairs that does it. I hope
Okay,
that
thank
answers
you.
the question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daddy Cliff. Another question which someone dropped was how I mean, which are the best universities to for those applying through the university track? Which are the best? Oh, I didn't know about the word apostolate. Haha. Okay, another person just said the person didn't know what was an apostolate document. So another question from another person is for those applying through the university track, which universities are best or gives you a higher chance of being selected? Are they those in Seoul, or what would you have to say about these universities?
Well, as far as university is concerned, I think most people want to live in the bigger cities like Seoul, Busan. Yeah. If you're planning on living in most of those bigger cities, the thing is that a lot of people are equally thinking that way, which means the competition will be stiff. Many people don't want to go to like the countrysides. I don't. It's not even village, because I don't know if there is a village in Korea, because every place looks almost the same, apart from the fact that you might see taller buildings in the city and then maybe smaller buildings. But Korea is developed like almost evenly developed. So and another thing is that you can travel to any part of Korea without any problem. Like the transportation system is good. So I don't see why you would want to go and apply in the city where everybody is thinking about the city, which means, for example, look at the places. The seats are very small. I think I've forgotten what is the total number of seats. It's less than 120, like combined. So imagine that let's take India. You have the one, maybe five students from India, the whole of India, and then maybe they want to come and study computer science, and then you have like only three universities that have computer science in the pool of universities. That's both embassy and university track combined, and then you have like 100,000 Indians applying to a university that is in Seoul that has only maybe two out of the total five spaces that you have for computer science. That makes two people competing. That makes 100,000 people competing for just two seats. So I think the best guess will be for you to apply to a country to sorry. The best guess will be for you to apply to a university that is out of Seoul and maybe even out of Busan, and apply to maybe some university that is not very like popular, where maybe they have only two seats and then probably only three people applied because everybody was focused on applying to study in Seoul. So it just has to do with the fact that Seoul is a developed city. It has a lot of opportunities for those who are thinking about opportunities, especially after graduation, because you should be thinking about opportunities only after you must have finished your studies. Many people think the opportunities are in Seoul, but the opportunities are almost like everywhere in Korea. So why not apply in a place that has like less population and better air? You don't have to be rubbing shoulders with a lot of people in the big cities. So I think if you want to apply, avoid Seoul, avoid maybe Busan, but in most cases you should avoid Seoul, avoid Suwon, apply to any other university that is out of Seoul and Suwon, and maybe even Busan, because Busan is the second biggest city in Korea and has a lot of tourists, has a lot of foreigners, which means the competition there for the number of seats that are available for the Global Korea Scholarship will be crazy.
Okay, thank you very much. Then another person asks, would the smaller cities be better than the big towns with respect to cost of living? Do you have to worry about the cost of living from between different cities when you're applying for this global Korean scholarship?
Cost of living. I think the cost of living in the countryside is way cheaper. It's way cheaper in the countryside because with the population comes a high cost of living as well. Because it will be pointless for you to increase your prices in an area that does not even have that much population. Who is going to buy? But in the cities, well, I know Seoul is expensive as far as I know. As far as because I've lived in Suwon, which is less than 30 minutes away from Seoul. If I compare the cost of living in Suwon and the cost of living in Daegu, where I now live, I think Daegu is way cheaper than Suwon. So I believe it's a bit cheaper in the countryside.
Great, great. Yeah, yeah. Hello, welcome back to our channel. Whosoever is watching, we've just started. We're sharing tips on how to apply for the Global Korean Scholarship. That the Cliff is sharing some very juicy information here, as far as regard or as far as applying for the Global Korean Scholarship is concerned. He's sharing tips on choosing the university. He spoke about what an apostle document is, and also the need for you to prepare early enough. You've got to prepare early enough. Deadline is something which Koreans do not take for granted. They really. So, another question again is: do you need to know Korean language before you apply for for the Global Korean Scholarship? Is it a compulsory for you to know Korean language?
Whenever this question comes up, I always refer people to the application guideline. Is it possible to share the screen with this StreamYard? I've never used
Yes,
StreamYard. I don't know.
yes. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen right away.
Because I think if you go to the
Yeah, let me
application
share.
guide,
Okay, I'm going there now. Okay, study in Korea. Study Korea. Are you there? Study in Korea.
I'm
Okay.
I'm actually going through the application guide, not the study in Korea. because
Okay,
the
okay.
information
Yeah,
is
yeah, let me check that. Because global Korea, okay. Frequently asked global Korea. This was a step I needed to show people who are applying, but let's open it together and see. Application. Okay. Okay. Do you see it?
anyway, as far as that question is concerned, there is a
Yes.
section in the application guide that says that if
Okay.
you have Korean language, you have
Mm-hmm.
10% point advantage. Sometimes it will
Okay.
tell you 5. Sometimes it depends. Like the conditions keep on changing every year. But
Yeah.
for the one for this year, I think there is a section that says if you
Okay.
have Korean language, you have 10-point advantage.
Okay.
But
I'm on the
that does
application guide now.
that does not guarantee you.
Okay.
That does not guarantee you, but it is an advantage. You cannot ignore 10 or 5-point advantage. Do you
Okay.
get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes, definitely I do.
You
I do.
cannot actually, okay, so the application guide is here. I see it, but unfortunately,
Okay,
I cannot like
restriction.
lay my hands on that. There is
Okay.
a section in it that says that if you have Korean language, you have.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if you go to evaluation
okay, let
in
me
that
go to
application
evaluation.
guide,
Yeah, okay, evaluation. Yes, I can see it. Applicants who hold topic 3 or above will be given additional 10 points. That's right.
okay,
Yes, that's right. Those who have topic 3, which is a test of Korean as a foreign language exam, it is the same like TOEFL, the other English exams which you write. So if you have topic, you're going to have additional 10 points. And 10 points, trust me, guys,
you
that's
cannot
a lot.
ignore it. You cannot
That's
ignore it.
a lot of points, you know, because Daddy Cliff, permit me to drop this comment. 10 points, you might think these points are small, but it will help you in a condition whereby if you come down within people from let's say a country like Cameroon, even though
Hmm.
Cameroon is not eligible for this one, they apply for master level. If they want to select 3 Cameroonians and you have 4 Cameroonians or you have 6 Cameroonians, the person having 10 extra points will have more advantage over the other people. So they might end up being selected. You that didn't have that extra 10 point, you end up not being selected, even though your GPA is very high. This is where the difference now comes in. And some people might turn to ignore it. Either Korean language, extra Korean language, and sometimes I encourage my students either Korean language or TOEFL. I made a video on why you need to have TOEFL in order to have scholarships in Korea. I think that the clip will also throw more light on that, why it's very important for you to have Korean language, either Korean language or for you to have English as a score for you to secure a scholarship in Korea. It's big. It's a big thing when it comes to securing scholarships in Korea. And GTS is not an exception to that rule. So it's very important for you to prepare, get these scores, and then you apply. And these are some of the tips when you know that your GPA or your grade point is very low because they say the minimum point is 2.64 on 4 for those having a GPA on 4 or for those having a GPA on 5. If you know you have the cutoff point, there are some things you can do in order to be selected. And I know of people who have had very low GPA and they end up earning the Global Korean Scholarship just because they have some of these points in other parts. So, and that the Cliff, I'll still permit you to keep Another question is, Why is it important for you to have TOEFL, or must you have TOEFL to, to benefit from this scholarship?
Okay, so TOEFL, as far as TOEFL is concerned, I don't think there is any advantage as far as the selection is concerned. But do not ignore TOEFL, because if you go and look at the university track, most universities do have their own conditions for application. Let me explain. In most Korean universities, before you graduate, you need TOEFL. Some universities even give you 100% scholarship because you have an English exams for people who want to go to masters and PhD. It's a known fact that even in my own university, I had to write an English exam set up by the university, not even the recognized, because I have an IELTS, not even the recognized e- exams by the official English teaching channels, like English testing channels. English language is important. It doesn't contribute that much in your selection, but some universities will choose somebody who has first Korean language, because as far as undergraduate is concerned, there are very few universities in South Korea that teach in English at the undergraduate level, which means Korean language is an advantage. And secondly, once you already have Korean language, you would go directly into doing your undergraduate if you travel to Korea. And then that saves the government also the money that they will have to spend in training you to learn Korean language. They might invest it now in another student, which is a good thing. And then added to that, there is a financial advantage for those who have the Korean language before even applying. All of those things are in the application guide. It's just that people don't read it, but they keep on changing. Like, those conditions keep on changing. That's why you have to read every application guide during every time, like whenever the scholarship is launched. So English exams, it's good, but if you don't have it, it's also okay. Korean language is very good, but if you don't have it, it's okay. But you need to work hard on your statement of purpose. That has like 99.9% key to your success. Because even if you have um a, a grade point GPA, which is like 2.6, like the minimum requirement, and then you have a very strong statement of purpose, because a statement of purpose is talking about you. You're expressing yourself, and if you express yourself in a unique way that makes you shine, you will get the scholarship. Somebody who has, like, the person who is very bright, maybe even in maths and science, but they cannot express themselves well in the statement of purpose. There are two things that might happen to them when the admission committee is looking at your documents. They might be thinking that you might probably come here and abandon if you cannot even write a simple statement of purpose. They want somebody who would come here and then take their studies serious and then probably study to the end of their program. They don't want to bet on you and then you fail them by not completing your problem, by not completing your program, which will be a wastage of resources that would have been given to somebody else. So they pay attention into some of those simple details. You writing your statement of purpose and maybe having a lot of errors. That's why I said, if you don't have Korean language, it's okay. Focus in the other areas. Take time to write your statement of purpose. Take time to write your study plan. Don't write those things in one day. Don't do that. Don't write them in one day. Don't use 2 weeks. At least, okay, let's say at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then, most especially, try to look for somebody who can proofread, one or two people who can, like, go over your statement of purpose, go over your study plan, and look for errors and maybe give you some guidance. You don't have to take it 100%, but try to look at the guidance and see if it makes some sense, because they usually say one hand cannot tie a bundle. So we will always need others to help us and guide us in everything in life. So don't just write those documents and then you don't seek for advice from other people. There might be things that are causing problem in your writing that you might not notice, but somebody else might see it and might point it out, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't see this. So try to always seek for a second or third party help in most of those documents. It's a scholarship. It's a free scholarship, 100%, and they are giving you 100,000 $1,000. That's 1 million won every month. They don't want to give it to somebody who will come and not take their studies serious. So pay attention to some of those simple details. If you don't have Korean language, pay attention to the other ones. Do not be satisfied with the fact that maybe you have 3.99 GP on a scale of 4. Express yourself, because writing is a talent. The way you will write your statement of purpose speaks a lot about you, speaks volume about you. If you send them something that is shady, they have a lot of statement of purpose to read. If at the very beginning it doesn't make sense, why would they be wasting their time? They'll just dump it and then move to the next one. So give them a reason to start reading your document, and then they feel like, oh, let me continue reading. I hope that's clear enough. Hello, are we together? Hello,
Hello?
what happened?
Can you get me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, there's a question for you. That's from Baby Nati. First of all, the subscriber, we should thank you very much for sharing good information about scholarships in Korea. Lots of people need it. The question is, what about scholarships for undergraduates in Korea? Because it seems like the scholarship opportunities are very limited. Is there any other undergraduate scholarship in Korea?
Well, as far as I know, you have AMA Plus, like the Seoul National Universities or University of Art. You have you have even Seoul National University. Some of those universities, in fact, almost every big university, like big with the quote, like the top 5 or the top 3, almost every university in Korea has a 100% scholarship for undergraduate students. But the problem is, for you to get that scholarship, you need to have at least topic level 5, because language is a talent. If you can learn a language and speak it well, it proves that you have skills, and every university in South Korea would want to have you, and they will give you that scholarship 100% undergraduate. So the problem is, most people don't go to individual universities to look for their undergraduate programs and then look at the conditions. Some of those universities have conditions there: tuition fee 100%, topic level 5, or tuition fee 100%, topic level 5 and above, and dormitory fee 100%. And then some would give you, I think, $300 for like your monthly allowance. You might think it's nothing, but somebody paying your tuition fee and then giving you housing. What else do you need? You're studying for free in a country that is developed and technologically advanced. So there are other scholarships, but you have to go to the individual universities and look for those scholarships. It's true that they are limited, because in most cases they'll give opportunities to maybe 2 or 3 students, sometimes only one. So there are undergraduate scholarships for students at the undergraduate level, but the problem is Korean language. It's only the global Korean scholarship that gives you the opportunity to come and study first Korean language before you proceed to your undergraduate, because you would obviously need the Korean language to do your undergraduate program. But it doesn't mean that you don't have other universities that do offer scholarship at the undergraduate level, but you would need the Korean language test score topic at least level 5 to get that scholarship. I hope that answers the question. Hello, are we together?
Hello, Daddy Cliff, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, thank you very much. I was trying to share the screen.
Okay.
So right now we're going to, show some people how to search for this scholarship on Google,
Mm-hmm.
because the language of instruction in Korea, official language of instruction in Korea is not English.
It's not
So a
English,
lot
yeah.
of people don't even know how to check for this scholarship. So if you want to check for this scholarship, all you've got to do is go to, let me see, you
Google.
go to Google, you're going to go to Google. If you type global, global, global Korean scholarship, you see there are so many informations in Korea, but the best way, if you just type global Korean scholarship, you will see so many information shared by scholars and YouTubers and people like us. But the best way to go about it is study in Korea. You get there, you click study in Korea. It will take you, you see, this is what just opened now. Study in
I think
Korea. Yeah.
I think you took the wrong link.
Yes, yes. So I guess you go back because this takes me to the wrong link because I typed Global Korean Scholarship. No.
No,
When you go to
no, it's
search,
it's okay. The problem is you had gone down. That's it, the first one.
okay, yeah. The first one is Global Korean Scholarship Study in Korea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right link, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Okay,
right link.
is this the updated one?
That's the link. That's the
Updated.
link. That's the
Okay.
the official website
Okay.
run by South Korean government.
Okay. This is
So
the official website. I'm even learning now, right, guys? That's
some
where,
people use some people usually, like yours is in English. In most cases, it
yeah,
would come out first in Korean. There is
in
English
Korean.
language on your, yeah. There's English language on the top right hand corner, so they can like
Yes.
select it.
Okay. Yeah, that click say on the top left here.
Top
This is
right
where,
hand, yeah.
yes,
You
if you
have
click,
Korean language, English.
yeah,
That's
this
it.
is how it's going to come out when you click that. So now you have to change it to English. You even have another page where it is in Chinese or other
Chinese.
languages
Yeah.
of your choice. You have English, Spanish, French, any other language, Indonesian, Turkish. So you click to English, okay? Then you're going to have that. It is the same procedure for undergraduate, master's, PhD, and even postdoctorate. They also postdoctorate global Korean scholarship. So you can also get it this way. So you go down, you're going to go down. This is what it covers. It's
Yes.
going to provide you with your airfare into Korea from any part of the world. They'll pay for your
Mm.
airfare. You don't have to pay for anything. They're going to give you a settlement allowance when you come to Korea, 200,000 Korean won, approximately close to $200. Your
Mm-hmm.
living allowance, 900 to 1,000. So I'm sure this 900 is for undergraduate. Is that so, Dr. Cliff?
Yes.
Yeah, 900 is for undergraduate and 1,000 is for the graduate. Then they're also going to cover for your medical insurance, your language costs. So they pay for your language tuition costs, your tuition fee, and then award for if you do well. Also, that the clip mentioned about language.
Yes.
If you do well, they give you more allowance for language. Wow. They also give you research support, 210 for those doing art, social sciences, and 240 for those doing sciences. Then when you write your thesis, they're going to,
Support.
help you pay for that, and then also the grant completion. So this is a lot because basically all you have to do is study. you know this is study. All you have to do is study. So why won't you take time in order to study and prepare for this scholarship? So I'm going to go back. I'm a little bit not familiar with this one. Let me go back
So,
to study in Korea. I want to open the study in Korea official website so that we'll
okay.
go straight to the announcement part. Yeah, this is study in Korea. I love to type study in Korea. This is a very good website. So if you go study in Korea, you click on that, you're going to see it takes you directly to study in Korea website. Okay, then you have this, right? The information here, this is under news. The information part, okay, this is it here. Frequently asked questions. Then you're gonna go. You need to check this website every day. Like myself and Daddy Cliff, I remember we talking about this. You have to check this website every day because important information is being shared here every day. For example, you have here undergraduate frequently asked
Even
questions.
jobs, even jobs.
Yes,
Like there
and
is a
even
job,
jobs.
there is a job right now on that page
Yes,
at the end
even
on the
jobs.
announcement. Basically, it's the
Yes,
same thing though. Look, it's the same. It's the same website that. So if you go
yes,
up to your top right hand corner,
yes.
you change the language, and then another thing
Okay.
is if you look down
Mhm.
here, you have universities that are announcing like scholarship intake.
Ah, yes,
This is like online Gongjo, Dehakyo. Some of
yes,
these advertisements like this, they do carry scholarship, but the problem is you have to get into the website into detail and check.
yes,
So if you this is another area where you would get a lot of information about individual universities and even scholarships that are offered by organizations like POSCO usually announces their scholarship through this study in Korea.
yes,
Even Samsung.
yes. Yes. So guys, please check Daddy Cliff's channel. You learn a lot. And probably if he has time, we might do another live session on how to apply for admission in Korea. You don't need to pay to anyone to apply for admission for you. You can do it just by yourself.
Yourself.
So yeah, he's sharing a lot of good information here, which if you strictly follow that, then you definitely benefit from a lot of scholarships in Korea. So please keep following that. And then Daddy Cliff, there's a question. Um, undergraduate level, is there any age restriction?
Yes, there is
Is
an
there any
age
restriction
restriction.
to age?
Yes, there is.
Please, can you
Uh,
throw more light to that?
I have forgotten the exact month, but you must be born in 1997.
Okay, 1997. That's
It's
yeah, you're right. That should
it's in the
be
it's in the application guide, and you should not be above 25 years old.
okay. That's right. So I just found it. Okay, this is a link here.
Uh-huh.
Undergraduate 2023, like that the clip mentioned. This is all the information here, and sometimes you need to really check on updated information because there might be something that might be added, and you're
They keep
working
on
on
changing,
previous
yeah.
knowledge. Yes,
Hmm.
previous knowledge, and you don't get it. So the application guideline is both in English and also in Korean. So what you do is you download it. If you download the application guideline, which we've done. I'm gonna click download. So let me share the information more here. I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay, stop. So yeah, I'm going to add. Let me.
Are we still together?
Yes, we are together. I'm trying to share that, but I cannot really do it. I'll add the link after the
I
live
think you
stream.
were able to share it when we were talking about the topic, importance of topic. That information on the H is on that document.
Oh
But
yeah,
basic,
did it? Yeah, did it
ba-
share?
I mean, we talked about there was a PDF file that had the application guideline. Like, what about the download? You were trying to download. If you can just open that file and share, it has information on the age limit as well. Or we could just continue with the questions if there are more questions, because sometimes the students, one video is not always enough. Like, very soon I would
Exactly.
one.
Exactly. So what we do is we're going to, depending on also on your time, because I believe is a
Mhm.
very busy person. And
I'm
thank you. First
working.
of all, I
I'm
wish,
working on my thesis,
yeah, I wish to
and
really, really appreciate you for creating time. Like my words are not enough to appreciate it. I say thank you very much. And it's really a very nice person. Like I said, he's very busy. So depending on your time, if you have time again, we can dissect, on your own channel, on Daddy Cliff's channel, we can probably dissect or talk more about how to fill each of the forms because he has so much experience with that. So we're gonna make
act-
more videos.
actually, I was actually already working on the, because I'm almost done with
Yeah,
the editing for that one even. But we can still
good.
do like we can still
Yeah,
do. It's okay to like do the live video and share it on both channels.
yes, yes,
YouTube
exactly. So
does
we're go-
allows for contents to be shared between two
yes,
creators on the same channel. So
great. So
it's okay.
we're going to,
We
yeah,
can think
we'll do
about
that.
the topic and talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any problem coming online every Saturday. If
Okay, great. Then,
Yeah.
yes, we just set a date. So we're going to, while applications are ongoing now, we're going
Hmm.
to, every Saturday, we come up and then help the students we can help,
Yeah, and for
other
students who have
people.
their questions, they can like
Yes,
leave their questions. We answer them.
yes. So I
Hmm.
think that's what we'll do. That's definitely what we'll do because there's so much to be talked about. There's so much advice to be given, but time, time is a thing. Time is a really an issue. So, myself and Daddy Cliff, there are no more questions now. We'll definitely reschedule for next time, and then we
Hmm.
we gather all the questions. We share the content, both
Hmm.
channels, and then the next time again, we're going to start with looking at the guidelines. We're going to start from the first document because I'm saying this because I remember each year I have students I guide to apply. One
Hmm.
student very qualified, but the student just lost the scholarship because of one document. One document. In some cases, it could be parents. They say feeding your parents information, you lift out that document, it's not important. But that document, because of that, it makes people not to select you and you end up losing the scholarship. So
Exactly.
we'll be looking at that more. So thank you very much, Daddy Cliff. I think we'll probably end here and then have a schedule for probably next weekend again, depending
Uh-huh.
on our schedules. And then we're going to talk more on the Global Korean Scholarship, or if there's any other scholarships, which there are so many of them, we're going to be sharing coming live so that students bring their questions. We deal with them once and for all. That's
Yep.
it.
That
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
sense. Hmm.
All right. Thank you very much, Daddy Cliff. And we're going to end here and see you again next time. And thank you for
Okay.
anybody who's been watching. So, bye.
Bye. Thank you for the invite and good
Okay.
luck in your application, the future applicants.
Okay. Thank you, Daddy Cliff. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay.